Hey everyone, this is Testing Day again. Just a small update. I am going to buy a new computer quite soon. Cost me $171. That's about as much as I can afford right now. In fact, that's exactly as much as I can afford right now. But yeah, these will be the specs. This processor, dual core, so that's going to be nice. 2GB DDR2, which is an upgrade from my 2GB DDR1. 160 gig hard drive. I'm going to use the onboard graphics so that I can later save up to buy some sort of greater graphic card. Onboard sound, everything else default except for DVD. I'm going to need a DVD, well, basically player, because otherwise I won't be able to install a lot of games. So that's why I didn't choose a graphic card, in case anybody was wondering about that. Plus I looked up the onboard graphic card in general, in particular. So and it seems to be able to do some decent stuff. Play GameCube games, Wii games, PS2, so it'll be a nice upgrade. Hope you guys will enjoy it. Especially after I found out that my graphic card in particular, these old... Hang on, let me show you my specs. In case you're wondering, I'm not running Ubuntu. It's based off of Ubuntu 11.04. It's called Zorin OS. It's actually quite a nice OS. Anyway, so my specs, I believe this is the processor. But I do know this is my graphic card. ATI Technologies Inc. Radeon RV250, Mobility 5G L9000, Revolution 02. And I found out recently through the forums that this particular graphic card has not been properly supported by Ubuntu since 8.04. Sad truth is sad. It's even sadder though that I rediscovered Linux back at 10.04. So all this time we've been running off integrated graphics, and I have no idea what is integrated on a Dell Latitude D600. But we've done so much, and we're about to do something else. American McGee's Alice. So why not, let's get started. Stop talking about my personal life, since there's no interest in that whatsoever. I will say, for this particular game, you have to change the resolution in order for the mouse to actually stay within the game. Don't worry, I'm going to change it back to the resolution in which we shall be recording in. But I just thought I should tell you that, so that there's no... Get back. No confusion. Sorry this particular video took so long. My earphones broke, which makes another pair. So I'm going to need to buy some new one. But luckily I have my backup speaker, so we'll be able to hear sound from that. Now I put it right where we left off so that I don't ruin anything for you, because it's quite a fun game indeed, and I don't want to ruin it. So, start the sound up. You'll still be able to hear my voice. And let's go.
Our land is destroyed, our spirit crushed.
Reminds me of the asylum. Is there no joy here?
Slavery and happiness do not dwell in the same house.
When the path is problematical, consider a leap of faith. Ride the wind.
This game runs brilliantly. No. You have to excuse the dog. But anyway, this game runs brilliantly. This dog barks at anything and everything. It runs like native. Very smooth, very nice.
Stir up no trouble, stranger. The Red Queen's agents are ruthless.
I'm not afraid of her or her creatures. Never was, really. You should stand up to them.
Defiance is useless. While the Queen reigns, only death can release us from this misery.
Or her death, I suppose.
Meta-essence is the life force of Wonderland. That of your enemies is especially potent. Collect what you can. Use it wisely.
I really hope I don't go over the 15 minutes mark. If I do, there will be some random cuts at the end. I apologize for this, and I do not mean to do it. But this game is highly addicting, very fun. amazing storyline, and what I really love, is that every single cutscene that I've come across so far has got an incredible amount of voice acting. That is awesome.
Your knife is necessary, but not sufficient. Always collect what's useful. Reject only your ignorance, and you may survive.
In case you're wondering, this is Nightmare level. If you want to see the very first part of the game, be sure to check my previous video.
Everyone seems completely dejected. Are things really as bad as all that?
The truth would reduce you to a blubbering baby. Are you the savior Rabbit has been telling us about all this time?
I shouldn't think so. I'm a person. And just now, I wish to get very small. About this big.
Calls for serious twisting. You'll need to go sideways, not forward. If I knew how, I'd go sideways myself.
Not twisted, small. I wish to become about this big.
The fortress of doors holds such secrets, but it will take more than a wish to get inside.
Doors have locks. Locks need keys, which you don't have. Let's hope the doors are open.
And if not, there may be more than one way to skin a cat, if you'll pardon the expression.
Most unpleasant metaphor. Please avoid it in future.
This game has comedy. Okay, I'm going sideways, Mayor Elder. No, oh my gosh. Die! I hit the floor. And now I gotta wait for my thing to come back. It's back, so... Awesome. Gory. So in Nightmare levels, you can't just randomly go about slashing everything like this. You have to develop a strategy because these things fight back, and when they fight back, it hurts! Nothing down there, so I'll go up here. And the cat will come along and say... That will come along. Where's the cat?
Only a few find the way. Some don't recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to.
The cat is a lot more helpful in this game than he ever was in any of the movies. Whether Tim Burton style or Disney style.
Rabbit told us a champion would come. Are you that champion?
Perhaps. Can you get me inside the Fortress of Doors?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dare. Since the upheaval, we've all become gutless half-wits. I can barely risk crossing the road. But make your way to the mines, the deepest pit. There's one wiser and braver than myself who might help. He still lives free.
Why choose Nightmare when I just start the game?
Every adventure requires a first step. Try to put true even here.
Maybe because I'm a gamer. Okay, this time I'm going to pause it so that this won't take up all so much time. Just loading the game. So, we'll be back in a bit. Okay. Save thing up there says that it automatically recorded my game, or saved my game. And again, in case I didn't mention before, though I think I did, but didn't finish my sentence. If you want to see the first part, be sure to check out my previous video, the one which says the next game in the week machine preview. Alice, American McGee's Alice.
Hanging ropes are as good as step ladders to those who know how to use them.
And to use them, simply over here, swing back and forth. Press the F key if you want to go down, and the Enter key if you want to go up. And I swing and fall. And here's the guy we need to meet.
Why do you pursue me to this deserted place?
To benefit from your wisdom.
Even blurred vision is valued by the blind. If I were clever, would I cower in this slag heap? I'm not wise, girl. I've just grown old.
I wish to get very small, no bigger than a mouse. Do you know how I might do that?
Only that? Oh, yes. I could manage that. For a price.
I have nothing of value.
You have nerve and your health. Mine are nearly gone. I've seen too much suffering, and I smoke too much, you see.
What must I do?
In the Card Guard's compound, a particularly rough diamond holds a key. Retrieve it. I will repay the favor.
I smoke too much, you see. I'm just making fun of how everybody says of like, smoking is bad for you, people should tweet about it, and then they continue smoking. We're running out of time here, it's a shame. This game is such a good game. The cutscenes and voice acting make it all the better. Suspense. Oh, you're fine. Just American McGee's Alice. It's more of a dark version of Alice in Wonderland, where the main character, which by the way, if I'm ruining it for you, feel free to mute the audio right now, because I'm about to continue, and go back to the first video where you see the cutscene. But the main character's victim to a fire, which not only burned her house down, but also killed both her parents. Spent the next few years in a mental hospital. Guard! Ouch. That's my own fault, I was speaking. Okay.
Hanging ropes are as good as
Yeah, I know,
stick
Cat.
to those who know how to use them.
This would be an excellent time to
Why
tell
do
you
you
to skip
pursue me to
cutscenes.
this deserted place?
Why do you pursue me
To
to this
benefit from your wisdom.
sort of place? Skip cutscenes by pressing the escape key. Now, as I was saying, she's the only one who survived. She didn't regain consciousness until her rabbit doll was restored to her. And when she did, it turned to look at her and said, "Save us, Alice!" So now we're here in this dark vision of Wonderland. You'll find out more why it's like this later, but I'm not going to ruin it for you.
52 pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
This cat is so helpful. And here comes the guy. Switch between your weapons, it's the number keys. The cards use up the blue bar to the right, which can also be restored with restored with meta essence. If it runs out, then you don't have any more. But since I now have more, I can switch back. But I'm not going to. Let's finish this objective, get this key. Anybody else notice that her bow actually is a skull in the center? I must be into goth stuff or something, I don't know. Sorry again. Okay, as soon as we get over there, we're going to end it because I don't want to reach the 15-minute mark. The red cards obviously shoot cards at you. There's this black guy over here. Nightmare level for you. Hit that guy. Again. When you throw the knife using the alternate fire, which is the right mouse button, it does more damage. With the cards, the alternate fire is that. There you useful. Don't you dare! I apologize for the dog again.